Daf Yomi, Tractate Chullin, page 39. A, top of the page, with the words Lo Yalfinan. Lo Yalfinan, it was in the middle of something, so we do not drive in this manner. Okay, answer Rabbi Eliezer. Lemema. Yalfinan chutz mi pitnim. ויעשה רבי יוסי למימר, אפילו בפנים נעמי זה מחשב זה וזה אויבד לא ימרינן. And Rabbi Eliezer comes to say that we derive the halachot of non-sacred slaughter outside the temple from the halachot of slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple. And therefore the intent of the Gentile invalidates non-sacred slaughter. Rabbi Yossi comes to say that even inside the temple, in a case where his owner has improper intent, and that other person is performing the slaughter, we do not say that the intent of the owner invalidates the slaughter. Itmal, we learned, השייכת is בהמה לזרוק דומה לעבוד זורע ולהקטיר חלבה לעבוד זורע ביוחנן אמר פסולה ובשמעון בן לקיש אמר מותרת. It was stated that there is an Amoraic dispute with regard to one who slaughtered an animal in order to sprinkle its blood for idol worship or to burn its fat for idol worship. Rabbi Yochanan says the slaughter is not valid and benefit from the animal is forbidden. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish says the slaughter is valid and deriving benefit from the animal is permitted. Rabbi Yochanan amar basula machashvin miavoida lavoida v'yalfinan chus mipnim. The Gemara elaborates. Rabbi Yochanan says the slaughter is not valid and benefit from the animal is forbidden. He holds that one transfers intent from the other for one sacrificial right to another sacrificial right, if while slaughtering a sacrificial animal, one intends to perform one of the other sacrificial rites in an improper manner, the offering is invalidated. And then we also know that we derive the halachot of non-sacred slaughter outside the temple from the halachot of slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple. Since that intent invalidates the slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple, it invalidates the slaughter of non-sacred animals outside the temple as well. Reish Lakish amar muteres. Ein mechash mi avoida lavoida l'gabiyach hazivnim. Reish Lakish says the slaughter is valid, and deriving benefit from the animal is permitted. He holds that one does not transfer intent from one sacrificial right to another sacrificial right. Therefore, while slaughtering the animal, only intent to perform the slaughter improperly invalidates the offering, but intent to perform another sacrificial right improperly does not invalidate the offering. Alright. And Reish Lakish holds that we do not derive the halachot of non-sacred slaughter outside the temple from the halachos of slaughter of a sacrificial animal inside the temple. V'yazdu l'tamayu di'itmal shachtu lishma לזרוק דומה שלא לשמור רבי יוסי אמר פסולה ושמעון בן לקיש אמר גשרה. And Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish follow their standard line of reasoning, as it was stated, if one slaughtered a sin offering for its own sake, but with intent to sprinkle its blood not for its own sake, but for the sake of a type of offering, Rabbi Yochanan says that the offering is unfit, and Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish says that the offering is fit. Rabbi Yochanan amar pasulo michash miavoida lavoida v'gamrinan mimachsheves pigul. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish amar keshera ein michash miavoida lavoida ולא גם ממך Sheves Pigul. The Gemara elaborates. Rabbi Yochanan says that the offering is unfit. He holds that one transfers intent from one sacrificial rite to another sacrificial rite. And the reason is that we derive the halacha of slaughter of a sin offering, not for its own sake, from the halacha of intent for pigul, meaning performance of one sacrificial rite with the intent to sprinkle the blood of the offering beyond its appointed time. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish says that the offering is fit because he holds that one does not transfer intent from one sacrificial rite to another sacrificial rite. And the reason is that we do not derive the halacha of any other improper intent from the halacha of intent for our pigul. Utzericha li'itmar beho. Beho k'amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. Mishom nechutz b'pnim lo yapinon, אבל b'pnim פנים מפנים אימה מודי לרב יוחנן. The Gemara notes, and it is necessary to state the dispute between Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish in both cases as if it were stated only with regard to the case of one who slaughters an animal in order to sprinkle its blood for idol worship. Perhaps one would conclude that it is specifically in that case that Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish states his opinion that the slaughter is valid due to the fact that we do not derive the halachot of non-sacred slaughter outside the temple from the halachot of slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple. But in the case of one who slaughters an offering for the sake of another offering, where we would be deriving the halachot of slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple from the halachot of another case of slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple, say that Reish Lakish concedes to Rabbi Yochanan that the offering is unfit. Okay. V'iyet marbaha kam Rabbi Yochanan aval b'ay ma'maydele Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish tzricha. And if their dispute was stated with regard to this case of one who slaughters an offering for the sake of another offering, perhaps one would conclude that it is specifically in this case that Rabbi Yochanan said that the offering is unfit, because he holds that one derives the halachot of slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple from the halachot of another case of slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple. But in that case of one who slaughters the animal in order to sprinkle this blood for idol worship, say that Rabbi Yochanan concedes to Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish that the offering is fit due to the fact that the halachot of non-sacred slaughter outside the temple are not derived from the halachot of slaughter of sacrificial animals inside the temple. Therefore, it is necessary to state the dispute between Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish in both cases. Meisiv Rav Sheishes Omer Rav Yosi Kal V'choimer Hadvarim Ma B'mkom Shmachshov V'hoseres B'mukdashin אין הכל הולך אלא אחר העובד במקום שאין מחשבה וסרס בחולין, אין הדין שלו יהיה הכל הולך אלא אחר השוערת. Rav Sheshes raises an objection to both Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish from the statement of the Mishnah with regard to one who slaughters for a Gentile when the intent of the Gentiles is idol worship. Rabbi Yossi says the matter of the intent of the Gentile is irrelevant in this case, as it can be derived by means of a kal v'chomer inference. If in the place where intent while slaughtering an animal invalidates the slaughter, meaning in sacrificial animals, such as when slaughtering an offering with the intent to sacrifice it beyond its designated time, everything follows only the intent of the priest performing the service, and not the intent of the owner, then in a place where intent does not invalidate the slaughter, meaning in non-sacred animals, is it not right that everything should follow only the intent of the one who slaughters the animal? Rav Sheshes elaborates what is the meaning of intent does not invalidate the slaughter in non-sacred animals. If we say that it means that intent does not invalidate the slaughter of non-sacred animals at all, but then how can you find a case of slaughter with intent for idol worship where the animal is forbidden? El Pshita is all it. Yomar ma bimkom shemachshov b'zeres b'mikdashim avodas halet ein kol hoilech el ha'ovid makom she'ein machshov b'zeres b'chulim avodas halet Rather, is obvious that the meaning of that phrase in the statement of Rabbi Yossi is one who does not transfer intent from one sacrificial rite to another sacrificial rite. And this is what Rabbi Yossi is saying. If in a place where intent invalidates, meaning in sacrificial items from one sacrificial rite to another sacrificial rite, and everything follows it, the intent of the one performing the slaughter and the intent of the owner is irrelevant in a place where intent does not invalidate, meaning in non-sacred animals from one rite to another rite, but it just does so only within the same rite. Is it not right that everything should follow only the intent of the one who slaughters the animal? Panim kashya Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish chutz kashya pnim kashya Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish chutz kashya Rabbi Yochanan. According to his understanding of the contention of Rabbi Yossi in the Mishnah, the case of the slaughter of sacrificial animal inside the temple is difficult for Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. As contrary to his opinion, Rabbi Yossi says that in that case, one transfers intent from one sacrificial rite to another sacrificial rite. The case of slaughter of non-sacred animals outside the temple is difficult for Rabbi Yochanan, as contrary to his opinion. Rabbi Yossi says that in the case one does not transfer intent from one rite to another rite. Bishno pnim Rabbi Shimon Lakish lakashya ha bekam dishame me Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Sheshet continues. Granted, in the case of inside the temple, it is not difficult for Rabbi Shimon Lakish because one can explain that he stated the statement that one does not transfer intent from one sacrificial rite to another sacrificial rite before he heard the Mishnah from Rabbi Yochanan, his teacher. And he stated that one transfers intent from one sacrificial rite to another sacrificial rite after he heard the Mishnah from Rabbi Yochanan. His dispute from Rabbi Yochanan is limited to transfer of intent for idol worship from rite to rite, but the case of slaughter of a non-sacred animal outside the temple is difficult for Rabbi Yochanan. Rav Sheshet raises the objection, and he resolves it. That which Rabbi Yossi says that intent inside the temple disqualifies the slaughter of a sacrificial animal, but intent outside the temple does not disqualify the slaughter of a non-sacred animal is unrelated to transfer of intent from one rite to another. Rather, Rabbi Yossi is referring to a case where one performed any of the four sacrificial rites with improper intent, for example, to eat the offering beyond its appointed time. And this is what Rabbi Yossi is saying. If at a place where intent while slaughtering the animal invalidates the slaughtering sacrificial animals, if that intent was during performance of any of the four sacrificial rites, meaning slaughter, receiving blood, conveying the blood to the altar, and sprinkling the blood on the altar, everything follows only the intent of the priest performing the service, and not the intent of the owner. Turning to 39b, Makom she'ei machshav baseles b'chulin ela b'shtei avodas eino din shelo yehei hakol olech el achar shoyin. In a place where one invalidates the slaughter in non-sacred animals slaughtered with intent for idol worship during the performance of only two sacrificial rites, the slaughter and the sprinkling of the blood, is it not right that everything should follow only the intent of the one who slaughters the animal? Okay, we'll stop here. 39b, next Amud, coming up.